Thank you, Riv. And I have to say, if Bjergsen is going to get champions LCS ready in a week after losing them and do things like that, then it looks like there might be no stopping them.
I remember he tweeted out literally on Monday, the day after LCS last week, and he had a screenshot of a bunch of losses with Urgot, and he's just like, I don't understand. 5 days, 6 days later, he's like, I understand.
He figured it out. He figured it out.
Got it.
As Riv mentioned, or Freak mentioned too, the clinching of first place there is obviously it's very nice. It's a nice little cherry on top of everything. They already knew they were in and things like that. And that gives them, I guess, the time to maybe, play something else, bring something else into the mix. But what I really want to touch on here is the fact that they went for this Juggernaut comp, right? Which we've seen a lot in Korea, haven't seen out here just yet, but increasingly prevalent as it is such a tank-heavy meta, and it allows you to shred tanks.
Yeah.
Kobe looked all of a sudden, I'm like halfway through it, Kobe was ready.
It's a really important point because this is probably the strongest comp that you can have in the current meta. Yeah. So they have to have this in their repertoire if you're heading to international competition. And Turtle is a really big part of that. Now, TSM have played Protect the Hyper Carry comps before, but they always use like Tristana or Jinx. So Turtle being very comfortable on Kog'Maw, I think is very important because the reason Kog'Maw is the best for one of these types of teams where you soup up a hyper carry is because he can group up way earlier than all the other hyper carries. You don't have to wait for the range levels of Tristana to go up. You don't have to build multiple items. You get one item, you get a Trinity Force, and you max your W, and now Kog'Maw's ready to go. You can group up and you start taking everything you want.
Yeah, so with that, though, Zyrene, we see they brought in that Urgot as kind of like the supplemental damage with being a very strong champion, right? But at the end of the day, is that, a lack of faith in Turtle's ability to do it, to be that hyper carry himself?
I don't think so. I think it's just a great mid laner at this moment. I think it's being played a lot around the world. And Bjergsen was showing that, like you said, that he can practice these champions 6 days, bring them out. And also, I think Santorin was really good insurance there, too, having that AP source of damage. No, Kog'Maw is pretty magic damage heavy, but the fact that he's just affecting the lanes, had 100% kill participation for a large part of that game. And I do want to touch on the fact that you were like, they're putting a lot of eggs in one basket. They were up 170 CS total at 20 minutes across all lanes. That's how much they were crushing Coast across the board. So they had a lot of faith in their ability to just take it to Coast, win every lane, and then close out the game. Like Dyrus, he got the opportunity to play League of Legends that game.
It felt like he put a higher priority on farming the early game than he did anything else either that game too. But yeah, I'm almost already tired of Urgot. We've only seen him for like a week, and I'm almost tired of him already.
You're ready to see the counter.
All over the world. Yeah, exactly. I really am looking forward to the counter because I've seen it all across the world in competitive play, seen it in solo queue. I'm tired of it already.
Yeah, we'll have to see if somebody can bring out the counter to Urgot. Maybe High has it tucked away, right? 'Cause it's not Zed. We know it's not Zed. We figure we know that much, and that's one of his big champions. Anyway, don't touch that browser because after this, we're going to go to Impulse versus Team Dignitas, who are going to look to try and continue their 5-game winning streak. We'll be right back.
I hammered it. You used to keep saying that, dude.
I think we need a remake.
I think I need to mute.
There you go. Go to
bundles. Bundles.
And then get the icon.
LCS.
Refs, can you please mute Chris from my voice comms?
Flash on in, the E not quite gonna land. Spray and Pray does a little bit. Will they finish while Turtle off? The spear! It's gonna be a spear to trade it back. Can they do enough damage? Lulu comes in. Dyrus helps the team out. Lustboy does too. And Kog'Maw's getting some damage down. Lustboy, the first casualty, gonna face check in. They find him with the javelin at the same time. Massive knockup comes through. The fight has begun. Dyrus will be the casualty. Turret number 1 goes down. Turret number 2 now in the crosshairs. Welcome to heaven. Immediately shut down. TSM guarantee themselves #1 at the end of the regular season in North America.